that I received recently about some bills that are in Congress regarding veterans and regarding active duty and reserve soldiers, men and women. There are 62 bills altogether right now in Congress, 62, okay, that are trying to move along. One of the ones that you're probably all familiar with is the Major Richard Starr Act. And that bill is basically being bundled together with a whole lot of these other bills. And they're trying to get that passed and get it fast-tracked. There are several senators and congressmen that are working on that. There's also legislation called Take Care of Americans Veterans Act, which is largely funded to be a reduction in future disability payments for sleep apnea and tendinitis. The legislation would cut future Department of Veterans Affairs benefits by as much as $57 billion over 10 years, and instead steer it toward the sleep apnea problems that are going on. There is another bill that's tied to this, Take America Again. It's in the Senate and the House for a direct vote. And it has 62 bipartisan people right now supporting it. There's also one called the Veterans Access Act, which requires the VA to inform veterans about their options for private medical care when the VA care is unavailable and it's close to a veteran's home. Of course, the Major Richard Starr Act enables combat injured veterans medically retired with fewer than 20 years of service to receive their full military retirement pay and VA disability. There's also one called Love Lives On Act, protects surviving spouses of fallen service members and veterans from losing benefits when they remarry before the age of 55. There's one called the Coordinating Care for Senior Veterans and Wounded Warriors, which establishes a pilot program to manage health care and benefits for veterans that are enrolled in Medicare and VA health care. There is one called the Hope for the Brave Act. It aims to improve the VA community grant program for at-risk veterans obtaining mental health and suicide prevention purposes. And there's one called the Optimization of the VA Workforce for Veterans Act, directs the VA to develop a blueprint to align current and future staffing levels with the demand for services. There's one called the Vital Act of 25, also known as the Veterans Infrastructure and Transformation Act, that bolsters upgrades to VA infrastructure. The Honor Act, known as our Honor Our Promise to Veterans, accelerates care delivery, strengthening community standards, and boosting VA staffing and infrastructure. And then the last one that I'm going to read, there's 62 of them, so I just picked out 10, okay, is the Vets Opportunity Act, which expands GI Bill eligibility to cover partially online or hybrid skilled trade programs. So anyway, there's 62 of these. Those are kind of some of the highlights of some of the ones that I felt like maybe we would be interested in. I don't know how much all of these are going to get passed, if any, but there's a lot of support, I know, for several of these bills. So, hopefully we keep our fingers crossed. Maybe we get all 62 of them passed. That would help out veterans. That would be great. That would be great. So, having said all of that, I'm going to kind of go around the room with some of our people that have indicated they may have something to say, and we'll take alibis at the end. And Rachel, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, the only thing I have is I want to get everybody to get it on your calendar. You may know that normally in September we have a picnic instead of meeting here at Through the Grapevine. And I heard through the grapevine that Susan and Royce were inviting us so graciously back to their home, which we've met there, I think, is it 2 years or 3 years we've met at the table?
It's been forever, I can't remember.
Well, if you've never been there, they have this beautiful pavilion like you'd see at a state park or something, and on their property, and it's a gorgeous farm, and they're so gracious. So we normally get barbecue, and we still pay when we come like we do here, but the money goes towards catering to get the barbecue. And then we have a little potluck for desserts. Some of the ladies bring desserts, or anybody that likes to bake. So that will be September 17th. So it'll still be on our third Thursday, but gotta get that on your calendar. And I'd like to put in a lobby that we don't try to avoid doing business that night, just have it be a social, fun night. We don't normally have a speaker, but just a way to enjoy each other and have a picnic.
To go today. So this is a week old.
And hopefully he hadn't spent all the money out of our till.
That's what I was gonna say. Hopefully, he left a checkbook with me, so.
Blank checks. That's right.
But he's got, it shows 253110 in the generic account. Then I'm trying to figure out, I think this is a CD, $6,100.19. The scholarship CD is $9,116.95. And we've got a sum total in the scholarship fund left of $55.50. Now, as of when he turned this in, the two checks to Mitsu had not been processed. So, but
That's
I imagine they have
$4,000
by now.
now.
That's $4,000. I imagine they have by now.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's what he left me with.
Okay, and hopefully he hasn't spent the rest.
Well, like I said, he left the checkbook, so maybe he hadn't spent the rest.
He may have a debit card somewhere.
Yeah,
Who knows?
that's true.
He's spending it.
I think we've all, at least the board members, most of them have agreed that the best one to go with would be Joe Leonard. He does a lot of MOAA websites. The national website has changed a little bit as far as directing a site to us.
Sorry about that. Okay.
But if you look at the national website, there's nothing there about us. I mean, it's just very
Well,
basic.
let me shut this off, Jim.
Let's give him background music, that's fine.
The website that Joe Leonard would design for us would give us the opportunity to list like the ladies' dinner, the minutes, any news that our lovely newscaster here would put out. Also list dates of upcoming events. This is what I think we need. This is $300 a year. He will host it, maintain it, and there's nothing we need to do but give him $300 a year. I think it's a good deal. We're gonna talk more about it at the board, and I hopefully will have a final vote and get moving on it. That's all I
If you've
have.
ever gone to the MOAA website, when you go there, the national website I'm talking about, when you go there, then over toward the right, there is a drop down that goes by state, and then when you enter the state, there's another drop down that shows you all the chapters in the state. I mean, we're down toward the bottom, obviously, because it's alphabetical, but you can see what the existing website looks like. It's not. He does basically all the states.
Yes, he does.
And a lot of their websites. So, and I actually.
Very patient with us. I've been talking to him since March, so he's actually been very patient, and
Yeah.
he's just waiting for us to give him the go-ahead.
Yeah. Good.
Surviving spouses, we do like fruit, coffee, little snacks, and I'm gonna open up my house for making cards. I like greeting cards. We did this one other time before, and if any of you who is not a surviving spouse, you're welcome to join us. Can't see the men coming, but ladies are more than welcome.
And that was July the 23rd?
July 23rd,
Yeah, but do you have a time?
10.
10, okay. July.
There is a mobile 3/5 scale Vietnam Veterans Memorial that goes around the country, comes to Tennessee about every other year or so. It's 300 feet in length and 6 feet tall, has all 58,000 plus names on it from the Vietnam War, the casualties. And it's going to be in Dixon on June 25th through the 29th at the VFW, 215 Marshall Stewart Drive. So if you've never seen it, there's your opportunity close by. You just go out 840 till it ends, and Dixon is kind of right there.
Okay. Thank you, Larry. Thank you.
Because of the really screwy TV schedule that MTSU has this year. There are several games on Tuesday. So the Veterans game is actually going to be played this year on September the 19th, which is a Saturday. And there will be special activities around 250th anniversary. So hope you all will put that on your calendar. That's always a really big event. The other thing is the annual Veterans Dinner that we have at First United Methodist Church, which Carol, of course, decorates very nicely for, and we hope you will again this year. Calling you out. The is scheduled again on the Friday before Veterans Day, and I think that's the 6th or the 7th, something like that. And this year, again, the what they're now calling the Middle Tennessee Tennessee Philharmonic Orchestra is actually coming back to the church this year, and we'll be playing patriotic music following that. And there will be free tickets for both the dinner and the symphony for veterans. So please consider that.
Yeah, very, very nice, very nice.
It'll be Thursday, July the 3rd, you will be gone.
Yeah.
But Thursday and Rainout Day will be the 4th, and then Nashville always does Thursday the 4th. Nashville's doing 2 days this year, the 4th and the 5th.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Smyrna's has a very nice fireworks if anybody wants to go to it. It's free.
And Nashville has a super fireworks, but I would encourage for tonight, okay? It's Ashley Lamb. Some of you may know her already. I think I've seen her visiting around with several tables already. So Ashley now is currently in a new position called Director of Marketing and Development, where she supports mission-driven initiatives that honor and care for Tennessee's veteran community. In this role, she maintains an active working relationship with the Tennessee Department of Veteran Services, helping strengthen outreach, engagement, and support for those who have served. She's a proud alumni of Leadership Rutherford and Leadership Middle Tennessee. She continues to invest in her growth, collaboration, and regional impact. And her work reflects a forward-thinking belief that when service, creativity, and leadership come together, communities don't just function, they thrive. So Ashley, we'd be glad to come on up.
All right.
Thank y'all so much for having me. I was here about a year ago on behalf of Tennessee State Veterans Home. I've actually been with the Veterans Home for about 3.5 years as the Director of Marketing and Development, and it's truly a dream job. I get to not only do my marketing, from my desk, design our marketing materials, but I get to advocate for our veterans at events like this and others. And I wanted to tag on to a few things y'all said that our veterans are going to be involved with the Smyrna fireworks. I think some of our residents are going to be the honorees at this year's Smyrna fireworks. So if y'all go, be on the lookout for some of them. And as far as the bills go, I was telling them just a minute ago, our executive director, my boss, is incredibly connected on a federal level. And he is the immediate past president of the National Association of State Veterans Homes. And he is often on the Hill advocating for veterans bills. So we currently have one that actually he and our chief of staff were in Arlington meeting some congressmen there to help get pushed through. It is called the Veteran Essential Medications Act, HR 10346. It's a proposed bill that would help cover the cost of certain expensive medications provided to residents in state veterans homes. So currently, if someone came to us and they had cancer medications, we would fully consume that cost at our expense. So this would help us provide more quick care for these residents. So that's another one that was probably in your list of 62. And then on a statewide level, and I'm sorry, this is not why y'all asked me here, but you opened the door and I'm so excited about these things. Governor Bill Lee just signed on June 4th a bill, HB 1913, that will now allow Tennessee State Veterans Homes to extend our care beyond long-term and short-term rehabilitation and skilled nursing care. In the future, we will be able to do adult daycare, outpatient rehabilitation, home health care, and assisted living. This is huge. So it was already approved at the federal level. This was our last step to actually getting us the permissions and access to be able to start implementing this in the next few years. So this is huge for us. So I'm glad you brought that up because this is something exciting in our world that we just got to share. So that is a little bit about what I do on my day-to-day level. But of course, I'm not here to talk to y'all about that. I am here on behalf of our newly formed Rutherford County Veteran Coalition. It has been something in the back of my mind for a couple years in talking to veterans that are close to my age, maybe a little bit younger. I've always heard that there's an age gap, between Vietnam vets and maybe Iraqi war vets. Where's their kind of hub for them to find the like-minded, the people that understand what they're going through. I don't have any immediate family members that are veterans. I have some people that served in D-Day that are distant relatives. I was at one point married to a veteran. He taught me lots of things, and most of them not great, but some were good, and some I'm very thankful for. Hence, he's an ex-husband. But the things that he did teach me, I'm so thankful for. So, how do we bridge this, understanding between what I didn't understand as a civilian to helping civilians fully understand the veteran world? There's so many civilians that want to help, and they don't know how. So to put this into perspective, within Rutherford County, 19,000 veterans live here. 19,000, and that's on the Tennessee Department of Veteran Services website. So approximately 19,000 are living here in Rutherford County, and that continues to grow. We're one of the fastest growing counties in Tennessee and in the nation. It's 19,000 men and women at one point raised their hand and pledged to be part of something greater than themselves. These people have different experiences, needs, talents, and stories. And Rutherford County is very fortunate to have many organizations like yourselves dedicated to serving veterans, but yet there's still, our community wants to help. Businesses want to help. Churches and schools want to help. Community leaders and individual citizens want to help, but they don't know how. How do we get involved? What do you want us to do? They don't know which organizations to contact. They don't know where the needs are. They don't know what opportunities exist for them, and they don't know how to make the greatest impact. At the same time, veteran organizations are doing the very best they can to meet growing needs, often with limited volunteers, resources, and visibility. So what we found as a group of people with like-minded goals was not a lack of support. It was a lack of connection. So that's why the Rutherford County Veterans Coalition was created. The coalition's not formed to replace any existing organizations. We're not here to compete for members, funding, or recognition. We're simply here to connect the dots. Our mission is to literally unify, strengthen, and advocate for veterans and their family members, and to bring together veteran service organizations. We want to include community partners, businesses, government agencies, and engaged citizens around this common purpose. Every single organization has a puzzle piece, and we need them all to come together. We believe that every veteran serving group has strengths, expertise, and resources that benefit others that other organizations cannot bring to the table. We believe that citizens of Rutherford County are looking for meaningful ways to give back. The coalition serves as this bridge to support those that need and want to provide it. It serves as a bridge between organizations doing great work and community partners looking for ways to contribute. And it serves as a bridge for veterans and the resources available to them that they often don't understand that they deserve. So how do we fix this and accomplish this mission? First, we create communication. We bring all these organizations together to share our information, to discuss challenges, identify gaps, and learn from one another. In the coalition world and the day-to-day, this includes our bi-monthly meetings that we are going to have per year, so 4 meetings a year, as well as our social media platforms. Secondly, we're going to create collaboration. When organizations know each other and are provided each other's strengths, referrals improve, partnerships develop, and resources are used more effectively. So with our website, we will have a calendar that's available to the public, but only members will be able to publish their events to our calendar. This will be also shared on social media, so it's going to be a multiple platform sharing of information. This also helps us put faces to businesses to enhance his personal relationships. Third, we increase visibility. Many incredible programs and services already exist here in Rutherford County and statewide. The coalition helps ensure veterans know where to find them and community members know how to support them. We can share events and resources on our social media pages and on our website and network specifically for all of these organizations. Fourth, we will create pathways for engagement. When a business owner wants to say, will say, I want to help veterans, we can actually put them in with someone to help. When I serve, we can literally say, this organization needs XYZ. When a civic group wants to volunteer, sponsor an event, provide services, or support a family, we can literally connect them with an organization that is already doing that. Not us, another organization. Recently, we've helped advocate, y'all know Matt and Tiffany Childers, and their incredible work that they've done for Memorial Ruck. We were able to advocate for them and also support them. The funds raised from the Ruck this year went to We Are Building Lives that Tiffany also gets to work with. Also exciting is that one of our board members is also Charlie Eplin of Single Tree Barbecue, also works with Minutes Wisely. I don't know if y'all seen yet, if y'all are active on social media, but because of their efforts, we are able to join with them as the coalition, and we will have our first ever Veterans Day parade this year. So this will be the Saturday after Veterans Day. So things like this, I get goosebumps talking about the parade because this is something we've needed for so long. So this is something we're able to bring all organizations, all civilians that want to support into a big celebration for people. And finally, we get to build relationships. Relationships are so huge for me. They strengthen me, but they also strengthen our communities. It's what makes a big city feel like a small town. It helps the young veteran that doesn't know how to get a loan for his first family home or to find his group where he feels safe. It also gives a civilian whose grandfather served a chance to give back when she's never known how to. As military leaders, you all understand the importance of coordination. No mission comes from one person alone. Success comes when everybody understands the mission, communicates effectively, and works together toward the common goal. The Rutherford County Veteran Coalition applies that same principle to veteran support. We are creating a force multiplier for our veteran community. A place where organizations can collaborate rather than compete. A place where civilians can find meaningful ways to serve. A place where veterans can more easily access the support that they have earned. And a place where our entire community can come together to honor service, not just with words, but with actions. Today, I invite you to be part of that mission. Your leadership, experience, and influence are invaluable. This has long been demonstrated by the commitment to those who serve, those who are serving, and continue to serve. We believe that your partnership can help strengthen this effort and expand its reach. Together, we can ensure that the 19,000 and then the more that are going to continue to flow into Rutherford County have a stronger, more connected network of support. Every veteran, because serving veterans should not be a responsibility of just a few organizations. It should be a shared mission of an entire community. We have an incredible board of directors that have already been assembled, and we are both veterans and civilians. Our dreams are big and within reach, but with the help of organizations like you, we know we can commit to a bigger, broader impact. I want to thank you from me for your service, your leadership, and your commitment to those who've worn the uniform with you and since you've served. If there's any questions specifically about what we're trying to do or how you can get involved, let me know what y'all have right now. And then from there, I invite y'all to come. Our next meeting is July 10th. It should be at the Miller Education Building at MTSU. So it's not like you have to drive around all the curvy roads of the campus. It's kind of right on the outskirts. It's going to be easy to access. We're having a very informal event next week at main event, bowling. People can bring their kids. We're wanting to seriously make everyone feel involved. So we'll have all sorts of fun things for little kids. We'll have some more like elevated events for adults. So are there any questions about what we are trying to?
Yeah, you said that, is this the first meeting that's going to be in MTSU?
So this is technically going to be our second scheduled meeting from when we first formed back in February, March. So we had an interest meeting at the Veterans Home in May. A lot of people couldn't make it. We had several people that had just run elections that wanted to be there, and they were not there because they just found out like the night before that they were moving on. And then we had a second interest meeting for people because that was during the day. So we had a second one in the evening at Redstone that was kind of a little bit more last minute. We had a few other elected officials there, which was fantastic to see them there. So this will technically be our second meeting, but it'll be our first official meeting to where we follow an actual like itinerary and have a speaker.
How often are you going to meet?
Bi-monthly. So after the one in July, we'll meet September, which will actually be on Patriots Day. But we're going to pair with MTSU with their program that they've got going on to kind of help bring more people into their event that they've got scheduled. And then we'll have one in November. November, yes.
So, when you meet, are you going to meet in the same place all the time?
We hope so. So, in partnering with MTSU, what we're trying to do is use Bravo, their student organization there, to help facilitate that, setting up that space. So, we're hoping that we will have so many people in attendance that we need a bigger space like that. So.
Who's managing your social media program?
Tiffany Childers is. So she's incredible at it. Of course, she already does it with We Are Building Lives. Of course, I do marketing as well, but she doesn't need my help because she's so great at it. So we've got that. We've got the website up and going. Our membership site's still kind of new. So if y'all try to go on there as an individual and sign up, let us know if you have any issues signing up. We've got an email on there. Our website is RUCO, RUCOVC.org. RCVC was already used. It's RUCO, Rutherford County, RUCO, VC, Veteran Coalition.org.
So as individuals or signing
So
up
you can
for a
do
group
either
or-
one.
Okay.
So when we do vote in new board members, we won't be voting on a ton of things because this is literally, we're trying to be this like hub of information. We're trying to build each other up. So there's not a whole lot to vote on. Okay, so we're going to be like, hey, we're having this, or this person's having this. They need volunteers, like, so come help them. So we will eventually be a 501c3. I'm working on that this weekend. And so we will want to raise funds ourselves to give to other veteran organizations that have a specific need. As far as that goes, you know, we will be able to do that. So voting will primarily be for like board members. So if you are an organization and you join as an organization, that would be one fee. You would have one vote. If you wanted to be a single member, you could also join as a single member and you would have a separate vote. That's the only thing. And then as a member, as a business, you would be listed on our website. You would be part of our directory. You would be able to publish any events that you have coming up to our website. You could, if you were having like a membership drive, you could post that to our website. So different things like that would give you access as being a member as like MOAA or as VFW. And then if you just want to be a civilian or a veteran yourself, to where
Who's managing the website?
myself and Charlie Eblin and our webmaster that's designing everything. Yes. Anybody else?
You mentioned a fee. Is there a fee for organizations to join?
Yeah, so any membership is $50 flat rate for a year. That just helps us pay for our web fees, pays for any fees that we're kind of encountering, and then any extra ones. Eventually, we want to have a fundraiser so that we can identify needs that maybe other organizations don't have, whether it's a family in need, if we can help them. Anything is always on the table. If someone within the coalition has an idea about where we could utilize, fundraising efforts, we would love to hear things because we're only a small population of this 19,000 that we're trying to help. So, yes, we would like to fundraise more, but majority of the dues are going to go to day-to-day cost. Because we want to eventually be able to set up a tent at different events and advocate for ourselves. So that, of course, includes a cost to set up the table. It includes, a tent. It includes marketing materials and things like that. So it's just a $50 flat rate, so nothing astronomical.
If you had a tent set up at an event with other organizations such as ours that would be signed up with you, would we be able to be at the table as well?
So essentially, so that there's not so much marketing material to, take over a table, we would have our one website and be like, go check out our directory. The MOA is on our directory too. And so that way there would be multiple channels to get to you, not necessarily, we could probably have marketing material, but if we did it for every organization that signed up, there would be a lot of stuff on the table, hopefully. Hopefully. Anybody else?
I didn't mention this, but and I missed it. Do you know how many veteran groups there are in Rutherford County?
So that I know of currently, I know that there's roughly about like 11 or 12 that meet at the TriStar Resource Center. I don't know if that's all of them. There may not be, because there's also, some statewide organizations and they may have regional chapters. So our goal is to bridge all those together. Like, I would love to know, how many veteran organizations are here. And, we're not the same as the TriStar Resource Center. There's been some misunderstandings that we're trying to kind of replicate what they're doing. That's not the case. We want to help advocate for them. We want to include civilians as much, if not more so. I know there's a lot of civilian business owners that want to give discounts to veterans and they don't know how to, advertise for that. And they don't know how to get to the veterans to tell them that they've got this discount. So that's what we're also trying to do. We're trying to help probably more the civilian side get to the veterans and let the veterans know that these things are available for them. So it's kind of a dual purpose for civilians and veterans themselves.
Any idea how they came up with the 19,000 figure?
It's from the Tennessee Department of Veteran Services website. So they have a heat map of all counties and how many are in each county. So with Tennessee State Veterans Homes, that's how we're kind of determine where our locations are, is how populated each county is with veterans. So currently we're building it. Is that what you mean?
I just wonder where they got the data.
Yeah, I don't know where Tennessee Department of Veteran Services gets it from, but that's where I got it from them.
At MTSU at any given time, there's usually over 1,000. I was just wondering if they picked those up.
Oh, at MTSU? I don't know. I will talk to Dr. Miller. She may know.
She would.
Yeah, she would. She knows all the things. I love her.